What's up? How's it going so far? Anna sitting up here chilling, and I didn't even give her a mic, and I'm talking.
Yeah, awesome. I'm having so much fun.
Right on, right on.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's see, what were we discussing?
Well, one of the things I wanted to talk about is archiving. It's what I do. I'm a historical archivist, and it means there's digital archiving now too, but it means going over people's like paperwork and junk and stuff, paperwork in your drawers and all of that,
right.
and making history and finding history. And so Professor Manning Marable and his students did that for Malcolm X, and they reconstructed every day of the last 2 years of his life.
Wow.
Yeah, I love this story. I'm so excited to talk about it. Like some of the things they do is they look at train stubs, ticket stubs, stuff like that, like a receipt, something or rather, like maybe something from a hotel, a card from a hotel or something, to figure out where he was and what he was doing. And it's particularly the last 2 years of Malcolm X's life that not much was known about.
Right.
And it's just some of what I found most fascinating because it's all the international stuff. And so there's just a lot of things that are important about that. A lot of people didn't know much about the truth of Malcolm X because nobody had done that sort of serious, intensive research on him. And so what's important about that is for all of us, is for everybody to do your own research, look at your own sources. If you're go back and get your stories from your grandparents and find stuff out and find out the truth of your own history.
Right. Now, show everybody the book again.
Yes, and my name is Anna Bergman. And I work at Solano AIDS Coalition in Vallejo. And so we have copies of this book that we're giving away to the community. And yeah, those are my little Post-its there. I love Post-its. But you can have your own copy and make your own Post-its.
And what's the name of the book again?
It's called Malcolm X, A Life of Reinvention by Manning Marable.
Nice. Now, do you have any other suggestions of any other kind of books? If people are looking to look at something else, or
oh god, there's so many ways to go.
Any websites or any sites on? I see that's the new thing now. So if they're on their phone, they can just pull up. Hey, I want to look up on Malcolm X, the Congo.
Yeah, it's not, but it's different. Well, there's articles. You can go to my Facebook page, Justice for Dag Hammarskjold, but no, we're going to talk about that next month. I'm trying to think. Well, one of the things I like so much about the Manning Marable book is that it's not super dense and thick. Okay, I'm like a historical nerd, but I'm not the hugest historical nerd, I get bogged down in stuff. And so when you can find authors and historians that tell you the story of history, then these books are just so much fun. I recommend reading Lost Prophet, the biography of Bayard Rustin. Off the top of my head, but one of the things I learned when talking to people about doing this podcast is that partially with people reading less books in general, and things change. Fewer people have read the autobiography of Malcolm X.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think it's assigned in colleges as much, and so it's a wonderful book to pick up and read to get people started. And it's just also one of these books where I think about Black American life in the mid-20th century, and a good biography tells you about the time.
Right. Now, what actually, what brought you into getting into Black history, as in this? What was the the catalyst that did that for you? What brought you into this? Did it just kind of come natural? Did you just one day just picked up a book and it just...
I went on disability, and I sat myself for a while, and I set myself the task to learn about things that were important that I didn't know enough about. And so that was world history and politics and Black history. And
Nice.
yeah, and so, you know, we could endlessly talk about, okay, there's Black history, there's African American history, and I want to just make that real clear distinction when I talk about Malcolm X. I'm also, I'm not lumping all this together.
Right. Totally understand.
And but yeah, I mean, and it's interesting, different periods of history. I don't know, like, this is like, okay, you learn, it skips generations, I guess. Like, my understanding now is that James Baldwin is being assigned in more colleges and high schools and classes, and he wasn't for a while.
Right. Anna is on it, everybody. Good person to meet, man. I'm glad I met Anna.
I'm glad I met you.
So,
Had a good
this is
time.
very cool. Very cool. I'm learning a lot, and I know in the future I'm going to learn a lot more. Now, so the people know, are you married? I don't know if this is too much for the first time, but are you married? Any guys? Any girls? Or, you know, whatever the situation.
I'm gay.
So.
That's so funny because I was earlier when I got here. I lived in Vallejo about a year, and it's just beautiful. I haven't been there this time of night so much, and I was looking around. I was like, oh yeah, well, it's been a while since I visited a gentleman's apartment.
Right. There you go. There you have it, everybody. This is Anna.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got.
Okay, what else is going on?
Now, do you foresee the Congo hip hop scene coming to America, or is it already here?
It's not here that is this working? It's not here that I know of. Oh, okay. Let's sort of jump over to Sudan and South Sudan, which that's two different places, and we can get into that discussion another time. But there's a rapper named Emmanuel Jal who actually has gotten... Yeah. Okay, there's a rapper named Emmanuel Jal who has gotten more attention in the U.S., and he was in Sacramento 2 years ago. I was so excited. I drove at the time. I lived in Alameda, and I drove to Sacramento, and not too many people there knew who he was. Well, nobody knew who he was actually, and so I was really excited. I'm sort of like an introverted person, but when he got to one of his songs and nobody else knew what it was about, I was like, "After Rwanda!" And I went up and danced on stage for the first time in my life. Nice. Emmanuel Jal, let's find him.
Nice. Definitely.
Yeah, we'll get up there. He's just political and speaks on behalf of youth. He's a former child soldier.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Right on. So I see you have big ties.
Yeah.
So yeah, we might have stuff to say here. We're trying to figure out what else to talk about here.
Okay, well, I was starting to get a little sidetracked sending you Emmanuel Jal, but oh god, okay, well, we can go back to Malcolm X. We can talk about some of the controversies about the book.
Yeah, let's pull it up.
Okay. Okay, it is said to be the first historical biography of Malcolm X. I know whenever you say something like that, you're going to get a lot of people screaming like, what about this? What about that? And so, yes, I suppose there were some other biographies written of him, but this Manning Marable was a professor of African American history at Columbia, and he began this book while he was getting his doctorate and worked on it the whole time while teaching full-time at Columbia.
Wow.
And writing 10 other books.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I could do that.
Oh, I know.
Woo.
I know. So Malcolm X wasn't studied seriously for a few reasons, and one of the reasons was hagiography. I love this word. It's like this worship of people. People did not want to look at him too closely because if they viewed him as a hero, that can be really difficult for people. Like, okay, we don't want to learn the backstory. We don't want to see the complexities and the racism of him not being taken seriously as a major figure. So that's one of the interesting things about the Manning Marable book. There was controversy when it came out about homosexuality, if you were getting to it. Yeah. So because somebody said that Marable claimed that Malcolm was gay. Okay, Malcolm X was a junkie, and there is about 4 pages or maybe 2 pages of this very this very involved book talks about him having turned some tricks. And okay, what junkie didn't? So, okay. And unfortunately, that was used to slam the book, and which is just like, I was discussing the book with somebody in a bookstore when it came out, and somebody was like, oh, he made this accusation against Malcolm X. And so that's just very, very disappointing. Whatever you think about the topic, it's insignificant. It was a teeny little piece of the book. And so it's sad that if anybody was prevented from reading the book, there were disputes, from the Nation of Islam. And I went to a reading by a Nation of Islam author. It was a biography of Elijah Muhammad that was extremely critical of this book. He was very critical of Manning Marable. I like to get all sides.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I also read his daughter's memoir. One of the daughters.
How many daughters did he have? Do you know?
6.
6. Oh, wow.
Yeah, his wife was pregnant with twins when he was assassinated. Twin girls.
Did he have any sons?
No.
Just all daughters?
All daughters. Yeah, and the twin daughters that were born after he died were named Malik and Malak. After him. But, that's another story. But people also, there were disputes from the daughters, from some of Malcolm X's daughters when the book came out, because he talks about infidelity, both by Malcolm X and by Dr. Betty Shabazz. So, and people were bringing that up to me about his daughters said this, and it's like, look, my God, I mean, the burden of growing up without your father and having your father be this huge figure. I mean, I'm not going to say anything about what someone says about their family, but I'm not going to view it as history.
Right.
So,
wow.
Yeah, but God, talk about a heritage. After Malcolm X was assassinated, Betty Shabazz moved to the suburbs, and she wanted her daughters to be raised away from the city, and she didn't talk to them about their dad until they were older. She just wanted to keep their life very, very calm and peaceful as much as possible.
Wow.
Oh, she was going and as calm and peaceful as a single mother going to get her doctorate in nursing while raising 6 daughters, which she did.
Does she feel that a lot of people try to assassinate her husband and her character at certain points with the infidelity and, you know, of course, Malcolm X being gay?
Well, she's dead.
Did she feel that at the time?
Oh, the daughter?
No, I'm talking about the mom. Not the mom, but
Dr.
her mom.
Shabazz?
Yes.
Oh, I don't. I think she was so. I mean, I think we're talking.
Or do you?
She wasn't ever really asked about it.
Okay.
I mean, she wasn't a very public. I mean, she was known, but so to my understanding, I don't think that Betty Shabazz was ever interviewed.
Oh, gotcha.
Or documented. So
it's hard to say.
Yeah, or whether. And see, again, it's so great to be talking to you because I wonder where her papers are archived. And speaking of, there's complications with the Malcolm X. There's been complications with the archives and the paperwork and all that, and so, who has what, and then Manny Marable was able to get a bunch of FBI records and Freedom of Information Act and all that. But, he couldn't get it all. And, okay, if we want to get into conspiracies and stuff...
we're gonna say that for the next...
We will.
Got 10 minutes left, so...
We will. Oh, but so this book, it brings up more questions. Yes.
See? We gotta keep you guys watching.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep you watching. We're not gonna give up too much information the first time.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna question it. So... Well, let's show everybody the book one more time so they can kind of get an idea.
And then you can contact me, Anna Bergman, on Facebook, and Solano AIDS Coalition. We do HIV prevention and outreach, and we run educational programs. And so that's what we're doing with this book.
Nice. Very nice. So we are going to get back into some music for you guys, and then we will say our goodbyes, and we will prepare you all for next month with more from Anna and DJ Rowe. This is radiofortheworld.com. Let's go. Même s'il y a 2 versions à chaque histoire, la mienne est pleine de rire. Cassé comme mon timbre, on pourrait nous séparer de la zone libre. Ce qui différencie l'innocent la victime. Le moment opportun de l'opportunisme, mais avant ça. So yeah, what we're gonna do is what we usually try to go 2 hours, 8 to 10. Yeah. You can go less, but we try to go no more than 10. So it's up to you. I'm gonna leave that up to you once you do the show.
I'm having a blast.
And what I'll do is on your nights, if you do just decide to shorten it, I'll just play Congo music for the rest of it.
Shouldn't be just Congo though.
Or if you have other stuff, whatever you have, just let me know.
Sure.
Whatever you want to play. Because I want to kind of keep the theme towards how you like it. Because if I play music, I might play some weird hip hop, and I don't want to plaid.
You should. I mean, that's what's cool is hearing so much different stuff.
And they got a lot of, a lot of Latin. I see where the Latin comes from now. It's like, it has a lot of Latin beat to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if...
It's like Latin and French.
Yeah. Yeah.